Welcome to Learn Jazz Drums. For today we're going to talk about the difference between low-tuned drums and high-tuned drums. More often than not, you're probably going to end up tuning your drums like your biggest influences. And for me, my biggest influences tune the drums a little bit lower. So that's what I like to do. But here's one thing to keep in mind when you're tuning drums low or high. A lot of people forget that when drums are tuned really low, you can't play as fast on them and expect it to come out and speak. If you're playing on a super high-tuned bebop kit, playing a bunch of notes on the floor tom, it might work. It probably will work. But on a kit like this, it doesn't work as well. So here, I'll play something pretty fast on these drums and mostly focus on the toms since those are the lowest. And then I'll play it on a bebop kit tuned super high so you can hear the difference. Can you really hear all those strokes on the floor tom? Probably not. So when you're playing lower tuned drums, you got to keep this in mind, that really fast ideas just aren't going to speak, and you really shouldn't be playing them. Alright, so now I've switched drum sets to my Gretsch Catalina Club kit, and I keep this tuned pretty high, so and then you may have noticed that some of these panels are gone, and I don't know where they went. But now I'll just do the same thing. I'll play pretty fast on these drums, and you'll probably notice that you can hear it a lot better, hear a lot more definition. So obviously you can notice that you can hear a lot more definition in those strokes. They don't just blend together, and it's a lot easier to play. The drumstick just bounces right off of these heads super easily. So that doesn't mean that this is better or low-tuned drums are better. I actually prefer low-tuned drums, and I just know that if I'm playing on the floor tom, playing this, it's going to sound more like a roll, like one long note on a low-tuned drum. Compared to this drum, you can hear every single stroke. So all of that super fast vocabulary, all that super fast bebop vocabulary, it might not exactly work on lower tuned drums, or it's just going to speak a lot differently. You're not going to hear every single stroke, and so that's important to keep in mind. If that's what you're going for, that's great. But if you're trying to make all those strokes be heard, they're just not going to be. From 20 feet away, no one's going to hear every stroke that you're playing if the drums are tuned low and you're playing really fast. And that might be another reason why I actually like lower tuned drums a little better, because I appreciate chops and everything, but I actually like the musicality of a little bit less notes and space and everything. So for me personally, lower tuned drums make sense. I remember one time I was at an event with all these drummers, and there was this beautiful Gretsch kit with like a 24-inch kick, 16-inch, 13, and it was tuned super low, sounded amazing. And so everyone was playing really slow grooves on it. And then this one guy came up and started playing gospel chops on it, and it just sounded like mud. So just keep that in mind when you're playing low versus high-tuned drums. You could see that as an advantage for high-tuned drums or an advantage for low-tuned drums, but it's really just that you want the drums to match musically and speak well. And thanks for watching. Head on over to learnjazzdrums.co where you can join our mailing list, get a free transcription, and see all the new free video lessons and blog posts coming your way each week. You can also subscribe on YouTube to stay up to date on our free weekly video lessons, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for lots of great daily posts.